you how to do an App Inventor project called Voice Calculator. It's an app where you could speak a number sentence. For example, what is 1 plus 1? Then the app or the computer will respond to you. It can also do addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. It's a really cool app. Let's get started. Now, I already have a template right here. So I'll teach you how to do this. First, we have a horizontal arrangement and then orientation image and a robot image. You can do whatever image you want, or not have an image at all, but that is actually a little boring. So this is a speak button, and when you press it, you can speak your number sentence. This is I heard a label, which basically says I heard. This is where you type in stuff. Or when you speak, all the text transfer will be transferred to here. And here, my response is another label. And this is the calculator text label. And this is what the calculator responds you. The calculator's answer will also respond you by saying it out. I'll give you a sec to complete this. After all those videos before I have taught you, you would probably know how to adjust these horizontal arrangements and buttons, images, labels, etc. Also, we have non-visible components here. So this is the speech reorganizer, where it will reorganize when you press the speak button. And this is text to speech. It means when you type in stuff, it will turn it to speech. Or when you speak stuff, it turns into words. Just like Google Translate. In the blocks, we also have a little startup. It seems actually a lot of blocks to you, but it's actually pretty simple. So here's a procedure. Extract numbers, sentence. It's a new one. So this will code it later when the speak button is clicked. So when extract numbers when the function is run, or the procedure. So it will set the global number list to create empty list. We have our global empty list here. So set global number list to create empty list. That means to make an empty list. Then we have to initialize local word list to split as spaces, get sentence. And for each word in list, get word list. And then do, if it is a number, then get word. Then you add some items to the list. The list is the global numbers list, and the item is the word. And again, we'll code the speak button later. Also, we have the speech reorganizer. After getting text, result, and partial. That means when the speech is run after getting the text. That means when you finish speaking. Of course, we have to code this to speak. Then, when you finished speaking, then the computer gets your text. So we have to set the user label. That means this label you heard. That means what you spoke. To the result. That means what you said. And set the calculator text label. Text I could not understand. And then we have to call the extract numbers, which is like a variable or procedure right here. And make the sentence to get result. And then we have an if-then block. So if the length of list is equals to the global number list equals to 2, then we do another if-then condition. So if the length of list, global numbers list, is equals to 2, then if that list contains any results, that means the text equals to get result, and piece list, a list, equals to get multiplication internets. Here, this is the multiplication internets, which is actually all the things you will share to times. We'll make those later. Then we have to set the calculator text label. Right here, below my response is. Then set the text to join. The project is one number in the list times the other item in the list, or the numbers where you spoke. So times them together equals to, for example, 6. Then join the project is and 6. That means the project is 6. You can also add extra by going into the setting button and add one more string here. And then here you could add another word or a full stop, for example, like that. So else if, these are also duplicated of this code. These two code to be exact. And finally, we have to call the text to speech. That means the component we were talking about right here that sets the speech to words. Then it could also write words right into speech. Then we have to call the text to speech to speak out what the voice calculator wrote. Here, message is the voice calculator labels text. Let's get coding. First, we have to code all the variables. So we have our first one right here: initialize global multiplication internets. That means the multiplication words or signs. Then make a list is all the multiplication signs or words that equals to multiplication. For example, this times, this, whatever. And we have to make addition, subtraction, and division too. So first, let's make addition. Duplicate this whole block. And of course, we're not initializing multiple internets too. So we'll delete this multiplication and turn it to addition. And erase the 2. There you go. Then of course, this is the times list, not the plus list. So do you know what addition is? So let's take all these out first. We'll take out 4 and the rest, delete them. You can do this type of thing in settings. Like the little settings button right next to make a list and add 4 items in the code here and list. That means 4 items, that means 4 spaces right here to put for these blocks. We'll delete the extra. Okay, it leaves 4 text right here. There you go. So we probably know the first one is a normal addition sign. Here. Normal addition sign. The second one is add. Add 1. The third one is sum. For example, 1 and 1. What is a sum? And not X. So the last one is plus, which we usually say 1 plus 1 equals to whatever. So we have our addition internets. Of course, we have to make subtraction and division too. Now then, you can follow me to do all these steps. First, we'll make subtraction internets. Subtraction. For subtraction, we also have 4. So the first one is not plus, it is minus. Minus sign or hyphen. The second one is subtract, of course. Subtract. The third one is difference. And finally, the fourth one is minus, the one you usually use. 10 minus 9. Finally, we need division internets. So duplicate the multiplication internets. Rename it to division internets. And make a list. We don't need 6 or 7 this time. We only need 5. Delete 2. And delete the extra text boxes. So our first division, if you were in an iPad or iPhone, then you could do 5. But if you're on a tablet or something that has a mouse or keyboard, then actually you can't. So you'll use 4. I'll leave this one here if you're on an iPhone or iPad. So the first one in division internets, to be sure, is the slash, which equals to division sign in a computer. The second one is actually the real division sign that we write. So right here, then we have a division sign. But on a computer, we can't type this, so I'll just pretend these 2 dots are above this line. So we know this is a division sign. So the third one is divide. The fourth one is quotient. Remember, don't spell it wrong, or otherwise you'll get the answer wrong. The fifth one is ratio. Ratio also means division. When you're done, I'll delete this for now. Finally, we have all our multiplication and division and subtraction, addition, global variables. And we also have this numbers list, which is an empty list. Then we'll start with the speak button. When we want the speak button to click, then we want the calculator text label and the user text label, which are basically these 2 boxes. We want them to set the text to nothing and call the speech reorganizer 1 to get text. let's code this. Go to blocks. It should be pretty simple to you. So go to calculator text label. Instead, find the block. Set calculator text label text to blah blah blah. So we want to set text to nothing. So go up, duplicate one of these bubbles or text strings and set it to nothing. Also, we can duplicate this. Of course, we also can't set two calculator text labels, so set it to user text label. Set the calculator and user text label to nothing. And finally, we have to call the speech reorganizer. So go to speech reorganizer here and call speech reorganizer point get text and drag it at the end of the speak button. Click. Right below the user text label text to blah blah blah. Finally, we have to code after getting text and how we calculate it. This will be the hardest part, but because you watch all my videos, this should be pretty simple. So we have here our first line of code here. If the list contains any results or the list is global multiplication internet, then we have to set the calculator's text label text. To join the product is what? So we want the computer to calculate it. So we have to go to math and times, select list item, list index. Both of the numbers, get global numbers list, index 1 and 2, and times them together. Of course, it's the same with any other. So duplicate this block. And don't set global multiplication internets. Set it to, let's say, addition internets. Then we have to set the text label again to join, not the product is, the sum is. There we go. Sum to, not times. Go up to math and set it to plus instead. If you're wondering why are these two different, it's actually the same. So it's internal outputs when you right click and it'll be the same. Then finally, we can do the same with subtraction and division. Now you could do it yourself. You remember to set the text. Remember to add a space, or otherwise the words will get together. Remember to change the math, how they calculate too. I know you will think these lines of code will be a little hard to you because there's so many blocks. But actually, it turns out all of them are really duplicating. So actually, this isn't so hard. Duplicating and changing them is actually a little easy. Remember, when you're on a computer, you select the slash in the mouse. Here we go. I'll let you copy this for a minute. There you go. Now, let's review what we have done. So first, we had the global numbers list, the division, subtraction, addition, and the multiplication internet, and all the signs and words of it. We have a procedure which sets the global number list to create empty list, and the global word list to split spaces and get sentences for each word in the word list. Then if it's a number, get word, then add items to the list. Then we also code when speak button is clicked, we want both of the labels to nothing, and call the speech reorganizer to get text. Finally, we have the speech reorganizer 1 after we get the text. That means after we hear the text. Then we'll set the user text label to the result, and the calculator text label text to I could not understand. Then call extract number sentence to get result. Then if the length of the list is the global numbers list equals to 2, then we have another if then else, and then there are else if. You can work on this actually if you touch the little settings button. So if contains any text pieces, get result, or the piece list equals to get global multiplication, addition, subtraction, or division internets. Then we'll set the calculator text label and how we calculate it, both of the items times with and joining the products is the sum is, the quotient is, and the differences. There you go. Finally, we have to call the text to speech to speak the message in the calculator text label. Finally, our app is finished. Go to test your app by pressing connect at the top of the screen, AI Companion, and go to your combination app and scan the QR code or enter the code. Thanks for watching. I hope you had a great time. Thank you.